Hello, welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. Today, I have science improvements to make the next tier of astroscience, but I need to be able to craft stuff in space better. That will mean I'll have to plan to ship more scaffold materials and get crafting over on the right side. But first I need to get this out of this inventory, but if I need more materials I can ship them here. I need to reorganize this a bit, but should go well enough. Okay, the side note, I want to filter this for the cryonite rods. When those get delivered. I will probably need to make a new landing pad here for this, but this is still running the old recipe, which I should probably replace, or just rip this out entirely. That should be fine though, I can let this sit, if it doesn't craft, it doesn't craft. But this is one step forward. It is limited by beryllium, which is limited by that, which is limited by pyroflux that I need to ship here, which is fine. I just need to remember where to ship it. I don't think I set up... Oh no, it was a requester. Okay, that's good. So I should just need to ship a bunch there. And it should be fine if I remember the name of the planet. Hagen. So ship a bunch to Hagen. I need to figure out... I need to spend a minute at some point just creating landing pads for this so that it can launch when it's full and there's a landing pad it can go to. I need to do that eventually. Hagen landing pad, launch. That can wait for now. So didn't spot that that wasn't in range. I should probably put that in range. That should be fine. Now my cold planet will have this. Start shifting. And the robots will supply it. And now I'll actually have the beryllium that I really do need. I need to get that working automatically. Important. That is secondary. To make a space mall, I'm going to need stuff that works with space manufactories, with a requester and a provider. Hello! Where's the requester? How are you? So I have to set this to a long recipe. Let's stop highlighting. long space recipe is 6 is probably enough for now. Control that. Oh. Well. But never fun to be sick. But at least it's not like you're saying like a problematic sick, but it's a provider. Yes, it's reads the provider. Hopefully you can get feeling better. Reads everything less than a number that feeds off of that. Well, this isn't going to include that, which is a little annoying, but parameterize output. Hey! There's been an update to the parameters? It auto put numbers here that I don't think it did before. Cool. I don't have the formulas actually off the top of my head, so I can't do that, but it's super useful. Oh. A lot of steps. Because you were at... I guess you were one tier of science behind yesterday, but it's a lot in a day. Primary variable. So that is the... Oh, why is this? Okay, that... Okay. Parameterize. Five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, not the first one. This is not that. That one's 1. That one's 2. 3 and 4. Oh, except 5 doesn't have a value. This is a weird... Okay. These are not even... Oh, there it is. Okay. They're all different. Now I can do it. So. There. Yes. Okay. I guess, but you were doing... Yeah, like you're doing everything with belts and trains at that point, right? So it's definitely a little harder than what it would be if it was all bots, which after you left yesterday, I spotted a huge issue that I'd missed that I can show in a second that's been mostly fixed. And I spotted another today. So debugging the Astro has been going okay. This value here is stack size, pn underscore s times 5. P0, yes. P0 under P0 underscore s 5 is the default for now. These are all ingredients of 0. The output. Well, actually, yeah. I guess the train base element helps compared to it being fully belt-based. Okay, let's hope that I didn't mess this up. Base spot crafting. So, if I now put this down and request more of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the liquids I have to worry about, but that handles everything else. That should work. There's nothing obviously wrong with that, other than I have to plan where to place stuff that needs cosmic water. Yeah. Oh, but... So, this was one issue that was found, but then I also realized these... I wasn't doing anything with the junk data because I forgot that junk data was different from broken data. Like, all the broken data goes here, but the junk data was doing nothing, so I had to add supercomputers. And now it's all mostly running, except the fact this isn't running, but that's because my rockets are not launching because the glass is wrong. Don't know why the glass is not the same amount. Probably because I don't want this chest here anymore. And that will break the balance if I leave that chest there. This will cause its own problems, but... yeah. Like the broken data, I was like, oh, I can handle the broken data easily. I just completely forgot about reprocessing the... like, useless data. I also had a great tip about actually using active providers for the cards that I need to cycle through. Because then they will be providing before the passive provider there. And I just forgot about the existence because I never really understood the point of active providers. So, knowing that that is a use case helps a lot. These are all dead because they're out of beryllium. They're out of beryllium because my planet here did not have vulcanite shipping to it. And this planet didn't have vulcanite shipping to it because it didn't have vulcanite shipping. Yeah, well, it's just for the spaceship there, it seems helpful. The planet there did not have vulcanite shipping to it because I forgot. I've been missing out on beryllium for about an hour and a half, which is not that bad. It's just, it is a problem. I do need this to collect sand in case that happens again. Like, for the purpose here, using the active provider seems like a good idea just for not shifting stuff around. And because I kind of want an excuse to use them. feel like without an excuse to use them, I just will never use active providers. Oh, I did the math very wrong. You need 2 more. Oh yeah, like making sure they don't get lost. I could have taken it from here. Oh well. Lost and just stuck at distant roboports doing nothing. Yeah. It's kind of the opposite of like the other side of the logic for having... Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Having like a request on an outer zone to ensure that there are bots ready to repair right away instead of them getting drawn away from other stuff. Okay, science has died for a bit because I don't have the beryllium. I don't have the beryllium. Well, actually, no, it's not the beryllium right now. The coal, not charcoal. This is all working. This is filling up. I need a lot of stuff. Oh, I also... Big issue that I spotted was I hadn't reconnected this copper chest. So it was just eternally gonna... It didn't cause any problems, but it was gonna eternally request copper. Even though I had 51,000 up here, so that was fixed. It still needs a lot of copper, but... That actually can't be right. I guess it does call for 84,000 copper, huh? And then subtracting an amount for 19,000. Maybe I need to adjust this down to like 100. No, but then it doesn't launch. I need the copper. I need this to launch soon, so 150 is fine. I just don't have enough data storage. Substrate. Maybe I can fix the data storage substrate request if I read the amount of blank data cards in the system. If I read the data cards in the system, it would cut down that request a little. Wait, no, because this request is based on the expected loss of substrates. That should still be fine. Yeah. Well, the copper will be dealt with when I do actually go to set up the new copper planet. Which will be indefinitely delayed for now. I guess it's still making more thermofluid. I thought it was done with that. It's fine, it will work through it, but adds more of these for safety. I guess I can let this run while I plan the expansion. Oh yeah, is this built yet? Yeah, it is launching, good. Yeah, I can let that run while I plan the space mall a bit. Yeah. The blank card that's the issue right there, where that's not prioritizing, and that's where I was looking for putting... Well, that's the first time that's been an issue in a while. That's where I was looking to put active providers. I guess I can manually fill this up for a minute. I can put some logistics bots, production bots. I have no beryllium to ship up. The various important machines. All for tanks, low density. I guess I should just bring up more low density and such. I'm gonna have to change my low density crafting soon, which is good. Because I was checking the next tier of research where I'll get the low density from beryllium, which will be huge. It will help a lot, I think, once my beryllium is set up properly and doesn't break itself, but I got sidetracked there. The last thing I wanted was steel. I'm gonna fill that up with steel for now. Then it will launch, it will get my active providers up into space. And I'll see if it works how I believe it is supposed to work. But I need to put a fresh landing pad? Or I need to set up proper landing pad usage on this planet. I could just call this Vulcanite landing pad. Why is that not being removed? Because this is full. That's full because that's full. That's fine for now. But if I have a spare landing pad, which I don't, I need to... Well, I'll leave Hagen landing pad for now. I will set this up to go there when cargo is full, so that what happened before doesn't happen again. It will launch when this is empty, and this won't come to a screeching halt. This could be better. Feels like it could be faster, but it's functional for now, and I have 2 other space metals that I want to work with first. This is fine, that's fine. Space is... This is emptying as intended. Before this one is... Oh. In the last 10 minutes, the production of blank data cards has gone down for the last 6.5 minutes. That's good. Because if now it's 0, because it's pulling the other stuff, which is what should be happening. Glass consumption spiked. This does not look right because I didn't finish emptying it. I'm gonna empty that just for the sake of it being sorted. I think that should be necessary. Yes. I don't have enough beacon. Well, I don't have enough modules up here. So I'm gonna get more modules to actually speed up. This is the only place that I could fit them, where they could be sped up enough and have the necessary type. But I will be able to use only one right here once I have more modules in space, which I forgot about. Well, actually, no, I didn't forget. I just don't have productivities. Because I don't have sulfuric acid. Because I don't have oil. Because I was waiting for this to be built. Now that's built, and I can reconnect this. Once that's reconnected, this will be another oil pickup. Fluid pickup, which will help. There's no path, because I had to stop this, because that was what fixed everything being attacked. That was the issue that was solved. Thank you very much for pointing out that that's what the issue was, because that would have been a mystery, because it's really crazy that they were traveling from here to here. Ooh. I guess total science only needing 5 is not that bad. Oh, I should just run that manually. It'll be faster. Because I need the oil. If I don't have oil, then everything's struggling. But despite fixing this, why is this not producing? That is limited by these, is limited by that. Oh yes, because these are not crafting because I'm short on by 5 rocket sections. I don't know if I should launch that. So, so you're saying, once you have material science, dealing with all the scrap is actually, like, kind of worse than dealing with that, but it's entirely from one science, where the rest is all 5 together are less of an issue than just material science, than mostly material science with scrap. That's pretty funny. Makes sense, the physical element. Okay, I'm just gonna... Robots are so slow. There, nope. There. That's all working, okay. Ooh. That is a lot of scrap. If I look here, Material Science 1 has 720 scrap as an expected byproduct. It is a huge amount comparatively. Oh, hello. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. This mine is almost empty. I might need more stone soon. This one's getting kind of low. My copper's fine for now. Oh, what's that? Well, that's good to know. This is running at under capacity. Yeah. Crashing stuff into each other does produce a lot of waste material. I need speed 1s. Should I move that down here? No. Speed 1s are still being crafted somewhere in the middle of the factory. So, is this going? No, because it's still short on beryllium. I can't remotely improve my beryllium, but it should still be enough. As long as it doesn't grind to a halt, it should still be fine for now. Especially considering I don't actually need any more of this science yet. There's nothing, like, pressing. I really just need to hook up. Oops, I went too far. I went way too far. I'm gonna blame my new jetpacks. I'm moving faster and I judge distances by time more than by recognizable features that aren't actually recognizable. So I zoomed right past here. Okay, now fill this up with speed ones. It feels kind of silly. That will up my steel production a little bit. Can I assume these don't get affected by beacons. Yeah, they don't. Otherwise it would have a square. Just thought it would be funny. Oh yeah, we did add those to the list. Wait, no, those were for... Which planet were those for? Those were for Ice Planet? What's the original plan? They're gonna go here, that's fine. Oh, I need to ship that beryllium. It's very underfull, but... Is there anything I can do? Beyond flying back here, which I'd rather wait until I have a spaceship somehow, not really much that I can easily improve here. I'll need to mine more, which will be easy when I'm able to travel here. This mining is stopped because it's out of uranium. Which is because there's an absolute ton of uranium on this belt. But that's not a problem yet. Yeah, that won't be a problem for a little while. I should keep an eye on it occasionally. But I can't do anything here right now. I'm gonna keep an eye on this. So uranium to power this will have to be drawn from way up there next, if I want to set it and forget it. 112's not bad. Yeah. I'm hoping it won't be a problem. I just need to plan. I can get 500,000 here, it's not that bad. A barrel there. Are there any good clusters in this area? No. There's 3.8, 6.2. Ah, it's a mess. I'll have to deal with that eventually, but I'm gonna send this early because I need the barrel to keep stuff moving. This needs to move. Hopefully, I don't need more uranium there. I guess, yes. That will all reprocess. It'll create a lot of material, and it should be fine. Back to here. Now it's emptying out all of this. That empties there. Good. And now I'm getting... the important components. fill this rocket so that it can fill up and launch again. But, back to space. These are being kept empty properly. That one's fine, and that's where they all move to, which actually I think is fine. The active provider down there to a centralized, which probably should actually be centralized. If I put an active provider there and make a storage chest, that will cut down on some of the travel distances. Seems kind of fun. Storage. Okay, that will store that. Might not be the best, but it will keep stuff. Well, no, because these don't pull from passives, but the actives will send them there. That's good, I think. Keep it tidy. They should start producing. I don't really need the science right now. I just need to make sure it moves. But that's not needed to be marked. I can start with the space mall and figure out what I want in the space mall. I probably want all of the facilities producing. Space assembling machines don't need a liquid. Manufactories need a liquid. Biochems, no liquid, no liquid. Most of these don't need liquids. So I should set up a block where I can have liquids and then make the main mall somewhere else. Maybe I put left side is where stuff with liquids can go, and then stuff to the right is more normal components. Which means that if I want, for example, manufactories might go down here because I already have that. I'm not going to need many manufacturers, I just don't want to have to worry. All those components should pull. Not too bad. I figured out how to lay this out. To reduce the awkwardness, but space assembling machines will not need many. That will work pretty well. Yeah, okay. And then vertically, I can just do that. Yeah, because that is not possible. How am I gonna fit? That's 4 wide. Can I fit roboports? Put a roboport there. Oh, it will fit. This won't be too bad. And it could be every other one, probably. Yes. Gradual process. I need a bunch of stuff. It's gonna have to rotate. Then I'm gonna have to put pipes to there, which is gonna look awful, but it will have to live. All these resources will be needed, but I'll be able to get the stuff for this. Yeah, I think I can get priority buildings, and then I can maybe make a few small scale. I can probably, for things that I only need like 2 of, like I need 1 X-ray telescope, I'll probably just continue to do my janky, change this to an X-ray telescope, cue it there, and change this to be controlled by X-ray telescopes. I find that that has worked well enough. By doing airframe poles that I do not have. Well, that I do not have in space. I kind of feel like airframe poles should be able... Like, they're airframe, they gotta be light, right? I mean, I guess they're bulky. They're just really long, is I guess gonna be the logic for the back size. And I'm out of beryllium. Why am I out of beryllium? Oh, because this is just slow. That's reasonable. Building a bot. This needs to be addressed at some point. I'll let it sit for now. Bot work in space. Okay, those are not needed in this particular inventory space. This is limited by heat shielding and airframe poles. I think I need to resume requesting like 1,000 of these, if not more, just to keep these materials in supply. One, good, connect it. Apparently this is dead because I don't have enough. Of these. Don't have enough of the higher tier heat modules I'm gonna have to live with. Need 2s. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. No issues there. Steel does not look right. Should I mean, it should be fine. If it's still backlogged on one side, it's still backlogged. It doesn't actually cause any issues, but it looks bad. Oop. This whole line was preemptive and never had any use. I will spend the second required. This prioritizes left. Yes. I doubt that's necessary, but it will make it look better. Oil is still a problem. I might need more oil trains. Nope, I don't. It was complaining earlier because it couldn't find its way, and I fixed that. These aren't happy because I don't have the necessary modules, and that's fine. Just means this all will be a little bit slower. Oh, I guess I should explode these guys. Because they will get angry very quickly. If I can clear most of this, it would be... And to not do it all at once, because if I do, it will overpower the current defenses, but... If I clear these, it will reduce the attacks long term. I'd rather fire too many than too few. Their reactions are kind of funny. I guess they're very delayed in how they react to stuff. It's kind of interesting seeing them group up. Okay, that's clear, that's clear. Once all these attack at once, I will die. It should be fine for now. This has not been upgraded in a long time. This moves painfully slow. Even if it's not needed, it's painful to watch. You know what? I don't think this will cause any problems if I change this to that, this to that, and just sorta do this. I think that will be nice. It will overfill my inventory, but it'll look nicer. Man, those are all sorted. This is a mess, but I have a ton of vulcanite. I should probably consider using vulcanite locally or pyroflux. Oh, right, yeah, it reaches to there. That blinking on the screen is kind of annoying. If I shift while doing this, will it cancel? Yes. Good. So now, back to space. Have they crafted any? No, because they're short on all of those. These are short on processing units. Do I have anything requesting processing units? No, and that needs to be addressed. Let's add a request for processing units, which will not be able to be fulfilled, but could just have worked with this, but so easiest thing I could do to improve processing units now is I would need to get a sulfuric acid train and make a new stop for processing units. Currently, make 38.9. Well, no, I'm gonna say 100 per minute. If I want to make more, I want to make 500 per minute. I think is not the right target, but it's a starting point to get an idea. That would call for 10,000 greens and 1,000 reds. I produce 500 reds and 2.7k greens. That's too many. If I want 200, it will still probably be too many. This doesn't feel right. I see, I do make 2.7k there, and then I have a bit more that's being made, so it can keep up with 100. I'd have to double. This is not even counting the 1k there, so this is 1.7k electronic circuits after the advanced circuits are made. Processing units are quite expensive. I should just wait. I should do other stuff and wait until I can make the better processing units, I guess. They're so much better. Wait, yeah, I do need research. What is the research? I'm pretty sure it's energy? Yes, level 1 energy. To get the, like, significantly better processing units. It's crazy, other than the holmium, how much better that is. Processing units are an issue. Can't really address it right now. So, those have not been shipped up because I'm still short on cargo rocket sections. Short on those. Can I address this one? These are restricted by batteries. Can I make... I have iron, I have copper. If I make this, I need to make a sulfuric acid train. That's the easy next logical step. If I can ship sulfuric acid by train, I can do batteries. Eventually I can use it for processing units. It's beneficial. So, where do I move sulfuric acid? There it is. Sulfuric acid is that pipeline. Thumb down. No, that's not sulfuric acid. Okay, that's the sulfuric acid line. I could make a train stop up here to fill up. This is not a good loop, though. I could run the pipes to a separate area. I could put one here, which would be questionable. Yeah, the only other area that I have sulfuric acid running is here, and that's even messier. This bugs me. I have to move up one, and I don't want to have the bots do that. If I made a sulfuric acid train here, it would have to go all the way around because I did not build this as an act. It was just for that. I could add a loop mess in the middle, but that's messy. I could go here. These are drop-offs. I need to continue leaving space for drop-offs to extend this way. I could add another drop-off there, but it's not drop-off, it's a loading for sulfuric acid. I will need a uranium drop-off, or I'll have to move this eventually in a very distant future. So if I could get a... Oh, but the issue here is the elevated rail, which I could have unelevated, but I think it looks nice, so... I have a turn off, turn in that's just a mess. Or a sulfuric acid loading station and a uranium drop-off station. Which shouldn't be bad. Oh yeah, I have to keep an eye on this. That's not right. Why is this not... Oh. Request from buffer chests. My bane. They're pulling fine from the providers. It's the buffer that goes on. That makes sense. Okay, that's it. That's fine. I think yes. I will make a messy train stop. At that, I need train stop components. And signals. 1, 2, train stop. This will not be using blueprints, this will be just an absolute mess. I could feed off of that, but that would introduce extra complications. What? Oh yeah, because I have 2,000 of those to move. Having a pull up there and then a return there would probably be worse than just making a messy intersection. Shift 3. Just start with those guys like this. Needs to swap. Swap. These are some splits, that's fine. I'll have a return here. Make a return. I will split it for the sake of splitting it. That's fine. Train should turn left, and then just... It will be 2 stops, so I can't just loop in one direction. Do I do a proper train stop? I should. Station entrance. Where is this currently going to place it? Nope, that's unusable. I've done. Disable that. Oh, I'd have to reset it every time. That's obnoxious. Discard changes. I guess I should make duplicates. Can I make another book? So That one was never organized. This will copy it. Copy it. Remove the snap. Remove the snap. I guess that makes sense that I didn't. But how did I not bother with making it the right width on the way back? How could I do this myself? Just amazed that I did this to myself. I don't think I have a single reason that it would have been done that way. Other than pure uncontrolled laziness. Okay, so this will only ever need to run back in. This won't fit. It's the wrong size. Okay. Run to there. Which means there. Instead of having it cut sooner, it'll cut there. Oops. Oh, there's so much wrong with this. So many issues. All going this way. It's that one. Oh, that didn't even connect like I thought it did. How can this not connect here? Okay, it can only connect there. Brings into question, does that... Okay, that's better. This a merge, this is these, this is an intersection. Leading into a merge. Okay. There? Okay. No, wait, that's what I needed first, not this one. Okay, there. That reads to there. Okay. Horrendous. Truly a horror show. I need some landfill that I do not have. Oh, I can craft some landfill. Maybe not enough. Got landfill in a random chest over here. I should request a stack of landfill at all times. These little patches. This is gonna be a dead end, but self-inflicted. This one of these is not needed yet. One of them is for loading sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid I will steal from here or here. Here's better. Oops. Shift 1, not Control 1. Then this will be a sulfuric acid pickup. A pickup means means loading like oil, which means I need to copy that. Nope, that one's bad. That one's much better. Oh. That'll be fine. I should probably have a buffer of sulfuric acid somewhere in the system, because otherwise this will drain it all and cause me a lot of problems. It will take a while to fill up the buffer. Once it's full, I'll be fine. Keep a stack of tanks in my inventory. Way more than I want. Okay. How does that... Oh, did I cut this accidentally? Or does this line never have power? Because this is a blueprint, not actually this. Okay. This will supply sulfuric acid. I will need more trains for this. How is this going? Very slow increase. Which is what was expected given the general shortage. Oh! Back to this again. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. I guess I do make enough batteries for the amount of rocket control units. I won't be able to scale it up, so I do need to fix that anyway, but... And this speed... I should probably productivity and... see if I can beacon... Nope. This is a nightmare of pipes, and everything here is awful. There's absolutely no space for beacons here. Which either means rebuild it somewhere else, make more somewhere else, not rebuilding. Well, let's let that sit for a second. The oil here is still not working there, but it's still filling. Nothing got destroyed, so I can blow up a little bit more. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's just out of range. This cluster is in range. So, once this is clear, I can go back to looking at the space mall, but the space mall's still limited by blue circuits. Blue circuits are kind of limited by the fact that to scale them up, I need more everything. All of their components need to be improved. Which is a very reasonable problem. And shouldn't be too hard to address. I'd rather waste ammo and hopefully kill some of these. Well, whether I do or don't is a mystery. So, you know, I don't want to do too much for blue circuits because of the upcoming upgrade. I could extend the line a little bit with better productivity and better speed without having to do too much. Getting far too many of these tier 2 productivities. Okay, speed 3s are rough. So I can't use speed 3s yet, because I don't have enough. These could probably copy. Not worth it. Let's send it to here. Goes there. This could be modified a bit. So I could start making a few more of these. I need space to go back up. These can't go that far. They're close. They can't go quite far enough. Yeah, let's go here. That's fine. These will need to go across. Second. Not moving this. That's, I think, just outright bad. All I need is one roboport here and one roboport somewhere up there. I can copy one more layer. Sulfur gas is not doing too great because oil again? Yep. So. If I do this, will it replace... Okay, good. It just replaces the ones to upgrade. So this goes from 0.18 to 0.17. With a meaningful decrease in circuits required. Wonderful. So that's an improvement. These wires are bad. close this all up, then I can just get this going for when it gets built later. That'll give me a little more production when I have sulfuric acid, which would benefit from the productivities going from 50 per second, cutting it in half, but draining the sulfur by more than half. Improve that, improve the rates on that will drop. These are all productivity. Speeds won't help because I'm just not supplying enough raw oil or crude oil. Oh, Novus, if only you just had more oil. It's already down to a few 100%. I can do some more bombardments in this area. Hopefully clear up enough with a few atomic bombs on top to secure there as a forward line. Okay, so this is still clearing automatically. Once that's done automatically, this will be... I can manual the rest and this whole section will be safe. Once that's safe, this will be kept clean. Nothing should pass through, even without a wall yet. Angry stuff will still be very angry. That will be kept clear. I think that's all I would need to block. No, I'd have to block here as well. Block there, and I can get all of this oil. Progress is gradual. It's like one of the Flash. Is it a Flash game? I don't think it was. It's like clearing creep. It constantly spreads with turrets and such. That was an excess shot. What is the evolution? Evolution's at 0.91 still, so it hasn't increased for a little bit. Because it's kind of approaching its limit. Alright, got that one, okay. That's where I need to control. This is all safe. There's a lot of basic guys that I need to get that I can forget about for now. We'll have to sweep this whole area. Eventually. I have a bit of an overlap. Okay. Pirate. No, this is out of ammo. I guess I'm in range of that one. That's all clear except for those. So time to atomic bomb and die in the process because I will accidentally catch myself or the like. Let's cut down the... It's down to 10. I don't want any crafted right now. Railguns to clean up. Should I bring a... Maybe I should bring a tank. As long as I'm careful, I should be fine. But it's a big ask to be careful. Oop. Okay. 3 groups. That's an extra one. Oh, that biter took one for the team. Purely by chance, but right in the middle. Well, they dispersed pretty effectively there. These behemoths can tank several shots from a railgun. Or the railgun misses a lot, I don't know. It's not really meant for clearing bugs themselves. Okay, I have to be very careful. I've blown myself up by accidentally hitting trees or rocks or something. It just isn't hitting quite as easily as I would like. Should railgun the rest. I think that's it. And now there should be no more nests to threaten in the main area. This area can spread still. That's a worry. But this... once this clears there, nothing can spread in. This guy can spread, but it should be reasonably controlled. Control, not shift. It's not running because that's bad. I didn't shoot fast enough. I was lucky. Science isn't going because I don't have beryllium in space. Excuse me. No, I do have beryllium in space. Science isn't running because of something else. Oh, also these. I was gonna upgrade. Oh. Is the science not going because of other sciences? I'm out of utility science. Because of junk data. Because this is feeding that. And I have a request. That utility data. What? Oh, bots in the middle of nowhere. Why are they there? I can't draw a line for them that makes any sense to me. Like, they should only be supplying ammo. The ammo should be coming from here. If they're flying this way, they might stop along this way. But why would they be here? There's probably some totally understandable logic eventually, but... So utility science is dead because of junk data. I should probably just put stuff into chests. So this is feeding machine learning data, outputting junk data. Junk data was currently going to here. Where's that at? Where it outputs to there, which then feeds all the way around, feeds back into there. The machine learning is full. If I put the junk data, yeah, I can probably just put the junk data directly into a chest. That will at least keep it moving for now. I have other issues that I will need to address with this eventually. Okay. First thing that I can address. I can give it its own dedicated requester. And stop feeding it with a long-handed inserter. I should remove the machine learning request there, that will be silly. Leave. Then I can remove that. This calls for copper, polished, advanced circuits. Polish comes from there, so copper and advanced circuits is all that it needs. This can get running. This will keep its current cooling system, but could probably be hooked up later. This needs to be fixed at some point. It works for now, but I need to fix it someday. Surprised that was the science that was the issue, though. I should really be researching that. I have a ton of this. Okay, this is fine. And actually, if I let this run until it fills this chest with science packs, then I can learn if it can actually start up properly from being fully dead from being full. That would be a necessary test. But space, mall, still a bit slowed down by processing units, and just generally control one. Not having this. Probably up this to be like 6x, and that might not break anything. It will eat up a lot of processing units, which will be a problem. I'm too far south. Yep. These always catch my eye. So, it's all fine. Oh. I don't need those crafting, but I want them. I guess I just need to place a chest up here. Has this paused? Is it slow? This crafting needs electronic circuits. That can't move faster because it's a weird mess there. Could I do that better? No, that's on the red. So the blue is actually at a reasonable speed. This is being produced here. Oh, that's kind of the issue. I have two of these that I could be supplying, but only one actually goes up. What I could do is swap. Oh no, because these are... yeah, I can't split it there because that's the wrong area, but I could put a splitter here. And messily merge that in there. That will help a bit. The easiest solution is robots, but that's not the solution that I'm gonna do. Are those supplied fast enough? They are not. These can be upgraded. It looks like any modules here would have to go there as well. That should be fine. Rarely need a huge bulk amount of those. Beyond when I decide I want to replace all my existing inserters for no real reason. Atomic bombs go back. Put that to 50 again. What did I just do that gave me a bunch of fuel? Did I press a button? No idea. Lubricant barrel. Did it bot explode on top of me and drop its items? Okay, this is still holding off. That's good. These are a little low on ammo. I can't clear much. I will want to clear all of that. Oh, that push up there is very bad, but it's ignorable. I'm expanding in one direction. I need to look more here, but I could do more core mining, but regardless. Current struggle is this is filling up. It will be short on low densities and heat shielding because both of those are bad. There's not really much I want to do about those yet. These are dead because of sulfuric acid still. Wait, no, I need to keep a couple of those. I guess I need to push here quickly. So while there, I just have that to worry about. I can wipe. Ooh, that's gotten a lot worse. Behemoth spitters are 9%. I guess I need to blow up that. I could manually carry a bunch of artillery shells down there to clear it up. But I could probably still take a tank, clear out the rest of those basic units so don't get shot. Bots don't get shot. Then I could set up the walls to contain it and start collecting the oil. At least 2 stations of oil. It will run down from here or left from here. probably left from here. Probably left them down. Doesn't really matter. Left is safer, so get that building. Make duplicates of all these because it's not properly set up for the area. So, a duplicate of this. A duplicate of that. That is kind of worthless. Disable snapping. I wish I could save the snapping while turning it off temporarily, but it just doesn't work that way. That's fine. That's just an old temporary garbage station. Really should make a blueprint of one of these that keeps stations in mind, because I need to not have to deal with spacing the roboports every time. That if it goes to halfway there, that goes to halfway there. So if I do there and there, it won't work for any of the turns, and it will have a lot of extra overlap. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much. Straight away with Robo. Now we'll need to make another copy of that. Deleted it because I can't just close it to save it. Okay, no, it was saved properly for once. Just doesn't have enough text. Okay, now that can redo what I just did. Probably enable relative snapping. Run back to here and get to work. That's not right. Ooh. Well, I guess because they saved it vertically instead of this way, it's different now. It's half a tile different. Or one tile, but half a train tile different. Not much. Super specific things that just don't feel like they work how they should. At least get most of that. Goes slightly further, so I need to get the U-turn for the split here. Do I want a four-way stop? I want a four-way stop there. Get it in line. Okay. Will this, with the roboports, line up properly? It does. What a wonder. It'll get built slowly. While it's being built, I need to deal with the surrounding robots. To do that, I probably want med packs. We can secure canisters, med packs, petroleum. It's a lot of liquids, making it much less convenient. Water and heavy oil. Heavy oil in this general area. Actually, this is the perfect area for that, because this is here. The water is there. So if I put down a... Oh, I can't craft that med pack here. What do I craft in life sport facilities? It's just a little more effort than I feel it's worth. Fuel that. I should probably bring some rounds. Uranium. Rounds is in one of those. Okay, that should build eventually. Oh, it's out of range. So we'll need that. It's still not empty. It's not even particularly close to empty. Okay. Get in the turret. Okay. It's so slow. Oh, I miss the days when even this felt pretty fast compared to just jetpacking everywhere. I could have hopped in much later. It's gonna take a very long time. I feel like it kind of looks like a laser when it's firing because it's so fast, but this is not going to be fast enough. are the damage numbers on the cryo gun if they'll give it to me? Cryo gun. 3 minimum range. Range 20. 60 per second. Shoot speed. 120 per second. If it shoots and stacks on the ground, that might be usable. If it's a flamethrower and it hits, if you can hit more than once per second, you can hit 60 times per second, times 120 damage per second, which doesn't really make sense, might be usable. Too slow. I should take that off my bar. Ooh, good shot. I need to clean up that next, it's most important. I think I'll burn through railgun ammo though, because the gun will be too close to be able to. I need to be too close to not die. If there's more than one or two. I mean, that range is abysmal. Never noticed the red circle indicating that they're out of range before. Kinda cool. Pretty simple, but... These ones are better. Just exploded, huh? If artillery just solves every problem, then I should just artillery everything. Which is kind of boring. Yeah. It's just a little too effective, honestly. Ooh. Some of those are out of range. Just kind of clicking dots. But once this is clear, I should be able to... Oh, it's wasting ammo on these ones. I have to clear this stuff first, because otherwise I'll just continue to waste ammo. I want to get as many of these behemoths exploded as I can, since I'm just kind of spam clicking. Not that it was particularly effective. Map's pretty fun to watch as this all flies down. So, that should be the last, unless these can pathfind around. Ooh. Total trains? Or trains on one, like, your main planet surface? Either way, that's a lot of trains. guess trains do go between the surfaces, but... Okay, that's... Oh, oh, because I was pulling from that as well? Huh. Oh, because I only have one in range, because I only have one with ammo. Okay, fair enough. 400 trains is a lot of trains. Eight times as many as I have. Even what I have feels like a large, like obviously not a crazy amount of trains, just a large number. But I guess if you have a train for every material that you're shipping up and down, or you have maybe 2 trains for every material? I don't know. A lot of trains. I can picture the need. I can't picture it moving. Is it... Oh, this is dead. Cool. Is it a wonderful symphony of trains weaving about without crashing? Not that they crash unless you mess with it yourself, which I've done at least twice, I think. Get back to space. Space is still heavily limited by Novus being bad. Yeah, it sounds quite chunky. Ooh, wait, that's where all my resources are going, isn't it? It's fine, I do need a lot of these. 800 is what I have now. 800 times... 900 times... 400 kilowatts. 900 times 400 divided by 1,000 should be 360 megawatts of power for that, which is half what I need just for maintaining daylight power in that factory. Tough. But I actually can start running power to walls to contain the biters. If I contain there, and there, okay. Okay, I will not get to actually building Astro 2 today, that's for sure, but I can start... Once I get these walls built, I can start planning where to put the Astro 2 components. I just don't have the processing units that I need. That I can't shift click and control click ammos into there. I get why. I just wish I could. So landfills. If I grab some landfills, I'll have enough to do my task of running power and building walls. Walls are on my concrete. I'm so surprised I haven't had to upgrade this concrete. It's so bad. It's been enough. Well, sort of. Somehow this isn't keeping up at all. Oh wait, I'm probably restricting it, aren't I? Didn't even think about that. Laser turrets are down this way. I'm short on construction bots. Don't give it fuel. Okay. This is producing at least, that's good. That one's still running. This one's producing. Is it producing at intended rate? Pretty much. That's all I need to check occasionally. Control 5 is just going to sit there. This one will launch when it has space. How did this particular thing happen? There should be nothing supplying this with glass. Is it not? Maybe I need to restrict this more. Like just 16,000 for all of these. And then maybe it will not cause problems. Maybe I have to limit hand sizes. Need to figure this out more. I could have one of these with a hand size of 1 with a higher limit. Hand size 1, but 16,200. Hand size 1, 16,200. And it should never overfill one of them. They should both have 16,200. It will fill more slowly. That's not really a problem. Because it should never be used as fast, because it's being moved by long-handed inserters. It should keep it correctly now. I hope. I do need to get rid of this chunk, though. This is requesting cargo. Here's type bot. I guess it didn't work. Okay, 48. That will keep this a little tidier. Those should probably be buffer chests, though. Because eventually I'm going to launch a few rockets from here, and then being drawn in properly would be better. Yeah, that's that. This will hopefully be fine. It's filling, it has tons of those. It's a little short on rocket fuel, which is because I have bad oil. An unavoidable issue. My ammunition is actually being shipped out pretty much as fast as it's made. Just don't have enough explosive cannon shells, because those are being made horribly. Because I only have one explosive, because I got distracted when I was going to improve this. Let's put that there. Just there. Beacon it and speed it up. Let's just use speed 2 because that'll have enough. Oh, I have my Roboport off, that's why. This will help a little bit. It will drain more sulfur, which is not helpful, but... I got distracted from building a wall to block fighters when I was trying to find a laser turret. I limit this in a better way. But I guess there's probably 5 construction bots that are trying to... Yep. Construct something. Oh, all this garbage they're picking up is stuff that's on in the inserters that they're swapping. Oh no, why? Oh well. Okay, so I'm running power to here and here. I should just feed it from there. And that will keep this contained. And once I can get both of those, I'll have enough oil to not need any more for a while. Well, no, I'll never have enough oil. I don't think that's possible. On this planet. I'm gonna run these two up there. So keep going left and it'll be fine. Oh, I misplaced that one. That's one. Here. Probably best to build it there. Reasonably safe. I need power. I was gonna switch to doing 4 deep. Or why is that not straight? How is that? Oh, it's because I'm starting on the far left. It's these middle ones that I actually need to be copying. That should be more than enough. Okay, I should copy that. I'll include 2, even though I don't really need to. Fine. And somehow this... Oh yeah, because this is not actually connecting to anything that has actually been built. It's connecting to stuff that will get built. Slowly. But automatically. That will build, that'll connect to there. I should get more roboports so that I actually build them as I go, because that will save a lot of time. What are these guys? You guys are my buddies? Did I lose them forever ago? I must have replaced them. I can't put them in trash. A little mean. I should probably consider adding stack of roboports. Auto request. What are they doing up there? Oh, I'm south. I thought it was north. My sense of position is hampered. What are my jetpacks? That guy's gonna find me eventually. One robot has gone missing. Oh no. I was just... yeah, they're just flying to build. Okay, if I fly along here, it will build various components. Oh, if it builds the landfill, that's a problem. I don't have that many with me. Bot speed upgrades. How I can't wait. Eventual speed upgrades. No bots falling behind. It'll be wonderful. They will still fall behind. I bet player movement speed will outscale it for a long time. Did I place this too far? I did. Not connected yet. Now, straight down from here. Only worried about power. I don't think I want to get any closer to that. These guys won't get angry too quickly until I start collecting that. Okay, so this will harvest and then I will feed it to a station somewhere, probably in the ocean. I'll need to landfill. I don't think I'll have space otherwise. Is this in range of bombardment? Yes, it is. So I don't need to nuke the ground. I mean, these circles are really annoying. I'd much rather just artillery everything. Okay, now I can just build. Once the whole thing's connected to the network, they will complain less. Well, I think they'll build more. They'll spend less time building. They won't build in one block, next block. They'll know that everything's needed right away. Didn't bring enough robo parts? No, I did. Didn't bring enough landfills. But it's close. I really wish I could elevated rail without it needing a totally different blueprint. Never do it, but maybe I should actually just make a single stop there that is defended by itself. It'll probably need a lot of laser turrets. It's not really necessary to control the whole area. I just prefer it that way. It would be in my best interest to be a little more flexible. Why is it firing from there? I assume this should have more ammo. This is... Why does it fire from the further one? Just odd. Ooh. Only one structure on standby left. Yes. If I do this... No, these don't run on power. Only the inserters that run on power. I just kill the internal power. Oh, it'd be that. Okay. Kill that connection and that. And that. And that. Those won't refill. These will still get their ammo. So I should be able to waste a little bit less ammo. Clearing out the stuff in this circle. It's mostly just... But finish blowing up this section. I should start working on Astro. Everything else can kind of collect for a little bit. The Astro needs mostly the same fundamental... How's that out of range? Wow. Oh yes, just out of range. Someone built the wall here because it didn't feel safe. That will have to wait a bit. I don't pop it yet. Okay. Row 2. Calls for 3. So I can repurpose my existing astrometrics for the multispectral. I need 2 astrometrics for each of these. 1 for microwave, 1 for X-ray. So they're very low demand. I guess the demand for these will also fall by a similar amount. 1 astrometric 20-20-20. Well, no, that's actually for 20 astrometrics. 20 of these. 20 is 2.4 of each to make... Oh wow. Yeah, it's 3 times as many produced, which is dispersed over 5 instead of 3, but crafts more slowly though, which trust the math that the factory planner does. So this will need 6, with 3, 3, feeding into 1's fine. Should be easy enough. I need to design it out of range, because otherwise they might start messing with me. 2 of those. I need microwave telescope. Oh, those are very big. For now, start with that as a baseline. Have to figure out how to slot this in. That's the observation frames. These will call for basically none of a belt. Very little draw. So running a belt here. Actually, have shift 4? No. Should have shift 4 for space. These will need wrong button. They will probably not need green inserters. So I can probably change it up if necessary. But feeding this would be pretty easy. Because there's so much space. I will need a production. Oh my goodness, that's a lame range. Just too far is just kind of mean. See, that'll do that. These will be supplied from down somewhere. Which will not be this way, but that's what it will be for now. And the output will need to be collected somehow. Probably not like this. And they'll have to be physical output, so yeah, definitely not like that. These outputs are going into chests, which kind of mean I can underground belt and just have this all internally. If the input's here, runs to there. Control this. I kind of have goofy setups. See, output there, output there. Mostly, I just think this will look kind of nice to have it all centralized. That's all input, so it doesn't need to worry about the belt going further. This will do that. The output, this could go all the way around, which will be determined by where I need to fit this in. I will need another cooling recipe for the -273. Oh, which means I will need to move that. Because the new recipe calls for the... Oh, no, it doesn't call for the cooler stuff. It just is hard to judge the color, but I guess I can judge by the level on the thermostat. Or like thermostat, but thermometer, that's the word. Both of those are new, that's new. The gravitational lensing's that? Oh, weird. It's just a single magic block. Simple in, simple out. Okay, move that. That goes there. This is the microwave. What really could be belted without much difficulty. I need that there. This will request that, but it will need to be sped up, so this number is not accurate. So that's how simple that is. The X-rays, and these are just the observation frames. They could belt in directly. So doing it via bots is a little silly. It's slow enough, or the intended speed is slow enough that bots are not a problem. I should belt it instead of doing this goofy everything inside. I can just input from the outside. But I'll wait to fix that. And this one seems like the easiest. It's just a single X-ray telescope. Like an input, output. That I can just do that, which feels really wrong. It needs another input of the blank data, but it doesn't feel correct that you can just directly move it there. Eventually it will need to be adjusted because it's 0.6 of the machine versus 0.8. Like when you do more, it can't just direct that, but the fact that it's physically an option is weird. But here's the complications. Different steps with the supercooled produce different temperatures. So I need to think about positioning that way. Yeah. The reprocessing mostly seems painless. The laser's just a laser making that. The gravimetrics, I probably only do one gravimetrics and just make sure that I speed boost it. That one's weird. I'll have to figure out the outputs. But that's not everything, is it? Boom, boom, double pair, double pair. This will need to, I'll need to adjust the recipe. I'll need to change the recipe. I'll need to add a recipe for broad astronomics. So that's something I need to add, which is easy. And then it's the new insight recipe. Oh wait, layers, okay, good. The new insight recipe just replaces my existing ones. Like this is modified easily. This is modified easily. I need a manufactory for the new tier that needs to be provided 100, which is easy. I didn't leave space for the higher tiers of science to be placed in here. I do have space over here though. It's a bit flawed. 5k, 10k, 12, 2. They're not... They get consumed at the same rate, but because I guess... Since I hadn't set it up properly, is this now going to manage it correctly? 50, 100, it should be good. Except for the fact that the coal's only... Oh no, this should be fine at last. I think this is not gonna work. So I'm gonna need to get a signal to launch this, I think. Excuse me. Because this is not going to be happy. I need a decider. If I want it to actually get the right amount of both, or an even amount of both, it's not actually going to be able to use the full inventory. Those should be the correct amounts. This should be controlled with the red and coal, glass, well, I just felt like it seemed like realistically it should be totally, because the consumption is exactly equal between the two, it felt more fun. Oh no, don't do that. It felt more fun to just have it directly work, which it should work. But previously I wasn't controlling the input enough, but now it should be fine. The inputs should get them to the exact same amount. Those are green. That and that. Output. Launch on green signal when cargo full. Launch on green signal when fuel full. That shouldn't loop anything, it just, if both of, I should turn it off. I shouldn't connect that until I know. This should output green signal. 1. If I change this to 16,601, it turns off. Good. This shouldn't launch because it should be controlled by the landing pad. And it should work. It'll need some fixing for this set because it's disconnected right now, but it shouldn't be a problem, and that's why I try my best to make it work. Glass. coal. It's bothering me that they don't stay the same. Now they should always be the same, and it will be perfect and organized. Okay, but what I need to think about is these observation frames will be needed for these other steps. The current consumption is 94% of what can be made in the one manufactory. But the consumption should drop when I duplicate this and change the catalog recipe. It should reduce. Can I not? No, it's not the insight. So no, it's the insight recipe that I need to change. But I can't change it, so I will add a new insight 2 recipe. Move it all the way up. Kinda wish I could drag these. And if I use that recipe, delete that one, speed boost it, leave cosmic water, then that cuts back on my consumption by a lot. There's a few bits that are unhappy because this is not set up correctly anymore. The significant data doesn't improve, and this doesn't account for the production of the broad astronomics. So the cost there will change. That's all I need there to get the price. Yeah, it's not much. Oh, because I don't have all the... There. Yeah, still only half a manufactory. I'll have to reroute it a bit. Oh, and I also have to update that recipe. Why can't I just change the recipe here? If I go here... I should probably learn to do those multiple floors instead of leaving it all on the outer level. It'll probably help with moments like this where I'm trying to resort everything. But then I need astrometric data, but I can make better astrometric data this way. Also, just gonna hand wave those because those are a pain right now. The numbers will not be accurate. But this is just to check. Which is being a matrix, I might not need to move this up, I can't remember, but... Oops. Delete. That's that. Yeah, it really does save a lot of materials. This is gonna be super overdone. See, I won't need another factory to produce any of that. That will just need to be routed out. Which will not be too painful. Maybe I cut down on the demand on that. No, that shouldn't change anything. The demand here wouldn't adjust. I have 10k more than I need. A lot, okay. Working, I need to just think about where I want to put these. The easiest approach is Astro 1, Astro 2, 3, and 4. Just keep going left. And then I can keep them like, that's the Astro block. That's the next, that's the next, that's the next, whatever. That's probably the easiest approach. I have to check this. Okay, it's up there, that's fine. As long as it's not... this one. Oh, it built it. Nice. Doing it faster than I expected. Wonderful. Nope, I didn't place it quite right. I wish these robots were slightly smarter, that they could pick it up and move it, but that's fine. Okay, this is at... get those refilling now. Need to get clearing of that. This is full. It's not launching because... okay, that's actually fair enough. I don't have an extractor for those chests. Why is it calling for so much copper but not using it? Do I have another buffer of copper somewhere? Not a huge buffer. This should be what's calling for 84,000 copper for all the astro science. Is it actually going through even a fraction of that? No. Is it because... so the astro science calls for copper... hey, 5k processing units per hour. That's surprising, considering I haven't touched it in about an hour. Astro Catalog Insight. One of these steps is not... is it just a blank data? It's just a blank data, I guess. And because it's recycling so much, it means that the request that I have set is probably too high? Yeah, it should be 132. Why? Why is it that? I'm not going to change it until I know why it's different. Oh, I bet the 500 was for the less efficient. Biochem thermofluid efficient cooling. 76.1. But these numbers don't... oh, no, this is not the modified one. Why is this so different? It shouldn't cause any problems because I already have all the copper up here, so it should be fine, but there's something that I did wrong somewhere along the way. That needs to be addressed. But finally this is crafting, which means that I can finally start more on the space planning and crafting these. Airframe poles don't have an auto extract. That needs to be done manually. Astro 2. One of those I need. Probably set up an astrometrics facility crafter, which I might regret, but I think as long as I restrict it to like 3, I'll be fine. Given the 75 stack size. Plus from buffers. Astrometrics I need a lot of. Supercomputers, had that temporarily, but I will need more. Ooh, do the high tier supercomputer, do the high tiers use the lower tiers? They do. Supercomputer. Oh wait, no, that goes one further. And that will go some ways further to the right. That will be 10. I'll need to adjust these numbers when I'm approaching the point of expanding the plan. Small electric motors are meant to go in here, but there's not enough space. These should not be there. But it's a passive, so it doesn't send it to a buffer. Seemingly. It should. Whatever. It's fine. I just really need to... Can I craft these into the compressed ones? In space? Yes, I can. Okay. Pressing into a provider. I hope I have 2x2 providers here. Good. That will help. Temporarily, I'll let that run. Those up because they shouldn't be there. Moving forward. But slowly this will get less messy. The things that use those cards. The light blue... these things? Also, like all of those, like the gravitational, negative pressure, dark energy ones are all done. Seems like a step towards the last. I would have thought those would be, to me, the last ones that I would focus on. Is that the last set, or is there still more groups of science, like the uppermost here? That's... You're almost done with all your Astro then. Never to worry about it. Probably never Like, once you're done with what you're setting up, you'll probably never have to worry about it again, right? These don't run at full. These still don't run at full. Like, they're close enough to full that everything's running, but... Because not... Well, no. They're close enough to full because not everything needs to run, but... Maybe that's entirely why? Maybe they just don't need to all run right now. Long distance space travel? Sounds fun. Extended astronomic. Asteroid belt probes. Collects data from asteroid belt and returns. That seems different. Oh, it has to launch from an asteroid belt. Negative pressure process. Ooh, wow. So the negative pressure, you get 0 point and negative pressure, so it cycles back a little more closely. Micro black holes, particle streams, dark energy, negative pressure. Instead of, yeah, blank data instead of 0 point goes back to the step before instead of all the way to the start. Yeah. Have you... I can't remember if you'd ever actually ended up going to the asteroid belt for... Why is this way? Oh. That's that way because I didn't put enough of these. Okay. That's fine. Wait, if you ever went to the asteroid belt to check out the ship, or if you skipped it forever. Oh, okay, so it was at that... It was around then that you ended up going. Makes sense. Oops, that's too many. I forgot that I was moving quickly and that the construction bots would all do that. Wonderful. Okay, so I have another wall to build. The wall was being delayed for practical reasons. Which is mostly that I need to blow it up. But I can probably do this. Build another artillery here. I really enjoyed this gradual artillery process. I should rip this out. Because I don't need that one anymore. I should actually leave that as a midpoint. Oh, it's okay progress so far today. I need to keep an eye on the time because about 10 minutes. Not as much progress in the direction that I wanted to make today, but enough progress actually in clearing out a large zone of biters, so at least that was reasonably successful. I'm gonna wipe these guys out. Oh, those guys were really clustered. I think if I had shifted, well, it would have taken a long time, so it's a totally moot point. If I'd moved to a planet with better oil and like equal everything else, I would probably not be even as far ahead. I wouldn't be as far as I am now. I would have taken a long time moving. I think it's all consideration. But if I had, the oil wouldn't be such a constant sticking point right now. But it's all different concerns, because the time taken to get to a new planet for a main base type setup would be a lot, and just different problems, different approaches, everything is different. I wouldn't be having this great time gradually spreading across the world, launching artillery, if I was on a planet without biters, though. So, well, planet without biters and planet with oil are not inherently the same. All the ammo. Yes. It will help. And I mean, even if it doesn't totally solve it, it will make further steps to solve it a little easier. And just generally less of a hassle. I mean, going between places and everything. I'll have to figure out the ion stream? Say 10,000 just as a number. As a fuel. I think. Maybe it's not the only fuel, but like, I believe it's one of them. And this, it's actually pretty cheap. It's slow. And it needs to be done in space, but it's not that expensive to make a bunch of the ion stream. Well, I mean, if I can just do normal rocket fuel, that's even easier. Oh, here's an extra fact. I was only looking at the material price, but I would not be able to fuel that power yet. I would need to put a lot more solar panels down, which isn't difficult. It's just tedious. Wonderful. That's crafting. This is crafting. The Bot Mall technically exists a little bit. So I did at least get that kind of done today. It's mostly limited by processing units, so I'm not really surprised. Yeah, that's what I saw. Ion stream. I guess let's go spaceship. Is that I can't use an ion engine until I research more. But it's always weird, some of these unlock orders. I guess like the ion stream is meant as a research component first. You do the first level of research for energy, and then that unlocks the actual engines that make use of the ion stream. Yeah, they repurposing is kind of interesting. Like antimatter stream, use it for research. Though actually this one seems a little less pure research, but plasma stream is used and then it's reconverted. It's a bunch of stuff, which is kind of neat. Okay, is this running properly? It is! It actually emptied out well. Good. 10 minutes? That's fine. It's running at exactly the expected rate, which is perfect. Fine. Not a problem. I'll have to figure out how to get this out. I think Astro 2 should go fine. I'll just have to figure out how to slot it in. Which I could do now, but I think leaving for a week with it not done would be worse. I would miss even more. This stuff is basically just feed with bots for now, which will be easy enough. Oh yeah, the mining productivity has been going this whole time. That's good. It's very slow at my current rate. But I'll get 10% more productivity, which is only a 7% increase. I don't know what the actual math is on 10 over 140. Doesn't really matter. I have a calculator. Yeah, 7%. Okay, so 7 total observation frames. Currently I have these 3 that are all cozy here. What I wish I could do, what I could do is this. Copy the whole block out into space, and then use this to position it. Instead of doing it there. That works. 3 telescopes. This will be another one of these. Another one of those. It is temp space. Temp space is not really temporary anymore. Oh yeah, observation data versus the reprocessed data. Most of the reprocessed data is reprocessing astrometric, and then reprocessing. You get the astrometric data from all the observation. It then goes into the second tier that then feeds into a third tier. Negative pressure is there. And that. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be very weird to piece together. It's all just gonna be bots. It's gonna make it a lot easier than if I belted everything, but this step will go fine. Could speed this up to make it take up less space. If I fully moduled these, it would take up no space at all, but I think that's fine. It looks nice. So, currently I have 2 more. Yes, I have 2 more observation data that need to be fed, which is this. This needs to be fed. And this needs to be fed. These other ones all... These other recipes feed off of the astrometric, which is there's only 2 more pieces that I need, yes. It's astrometric for both of those. Which means those can go anywhere they can get their requirements. Like this guy can go here for all it matters. I'm producing astrometric here, but I should move the reprocessing in the supercomputer up there. I mean, they're huge. This is 6. 12. There's... I mean, they look great when they're taking up that much space. Like, it looks a lot better that when a big item taking up that much space, I think looks a lot better than these itty-bitty telescopes taking up a comparable space. That will never look as nice. Let's put some. Like, this is kind of pleasant to look at. This is a mess. Which might also be somewhat relevant, but this can move like into here. Yeah, I don't like how that lines up. But I'll leave it there for now. This will just feed in however. Oh shoot, I dropped the grava guy. I cut it and then I never pasted it. This guy. This guy needs to go somewhere. I mean, it can go basically anywhere. Temporarily, I'll put it here. This one needs the super cool that I do not produce yet. So I have to produce... oh wait, no. The X-ray also needs the super cool, so that's gonna have to go on the bottom. Oh no, they both need super cool. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to figure out how to feed those. The super cool is produced... Super... 273 is from 100. Okay, that's just feeding off of that. It outputs 25. I'm not doing anything with Granite Flush. It outputs a 25, which is fine. All of the rest of these can just get hooked into areas where they go into the system. That's pretty easy. A little bit. Not totally. What really distracted me back into playing was thinking about the fact that I could cut the whole thing and start doing the positioning with ghosts. But I shouldn't. I should stop. So... Oh, but I should... No. I really want to do this and get the piping figured out, but I really shouldn't do it. I'll do this one last thing, though. I only need 1 hypercooler. That will need to feed off of the output. The output goes up, so it's gonna have to feed off of up here. Which isn't gonna work here, this is a problem already, so. It's gonna have to feed off of that. So I should stop. I should just save. Save the game. And exit. Maybe. Yes. Because if all the draw has dropped. If the amount of these that I need has dropped by about 1/3. This drops by like a third. Drops like 300 or something around there. I'm gonna do something real quick. I go here. Matrix. This is not a matrix. I do need to learn how to do this and actually sort stuff into sublevels, because that will help long term to figure out. But for now, I'm not going to do that. But moving forward, when I make new systems, I need to do that to keep stuff organized. Yeah. It will cut down the hypercoolers I need, which actually means that I can I should stop. But I can probably remove that hypercooler, shift stuff in a bit, shift this in a bit, and that gives more space for the hyper cooling, which should be painless. This can cool. This makes the super duper cool. That can feed directly into that line. Again, I should stop. And then this is the output that I need. And this is the input that I need. Painless. That'll be easy to change and update. From 7 to 6 is definitely fine. I might be able to remove more, but I'm not going to touch that yet, because I should stop. And since there's a chance that I go back into it to check something if I don't stop right away, thanks for chatting and hanging out. Today was not quite the not quite the targeted progress I wanted, but I did do a bit, and I cleared a bunch of biters. So, it was successful enough. Have a nice night, day, week, etc. I've never done a 2-direction train like that. Probably because it feels weird. That's even weirder. Bye-bye.